Time now for James Creedon. As you can tell by the slight mirth that is now embracing the studio, James is here. In Thursday mode, no tie, no shave, I don't know, standards dropping perhaps, but some might say it's trendy.
We're trying
Okay.
for what, I don't know.
We're going to talk elections now, and this is politics which will make you smile, let me tell you, dear viewer. There's this law in France, James, is there not, which says that you can't publish exit polls. In the UK, they publish them all the time, you know, it's one of these things, they're exit poll crazy. But in France, it's against the law, isn't it?
That's right.
That might be got round by what? Foreign media? By
But this is the whole
fair means or foul?
This is the whole debate at the moment. It's sort of technology versus the law. And even Nicolas Sarkozy today came out and said, you know what, this law is a bit obsolete. So he's doing his whole anti-establishment thing, even though he's the president.
Hey, I'm down with the kids.
Right.
Yeah.
But in any case, a lot of people are saying, look, a lot has changed in 5 years. Now, not just the whole thing is from 6:30 on Sunday night, exit polls will be giving us a very good idea of what the election result is going to look like in the first round. But polls remain open until 8 p.m. People can go and vote until 8 p.m. So the worry is that people will be influenced on the basis of who's doing well in the exit polls on how they vote between 6:30 and 8. Now, let's take a look online at what the coverage of this is. Now, this one article here on the Opinion Way website, they're saying, look, the election is not going to be Twitterized.
I like that. Twitterized.
Twitterized.
That's nice, isn't
They're
it?
saying, look, realistically, the fraction of the population who will actually go and vote, who use Twitter or who will have sort of be aware of what these exit poll results are, because there's a ban on broadcasting them in France, but foreign media can. So on Twitter, it'll be kind of circulated in France anyway, even though France 24 and the other rolling news channels and radio stations won't be able to say anything until 8 p.m. But they're saying here, look, really, the risk of it actually impacting on the result, that is the reason this law exists, is minimal. Now, just to look at some of the reactions, the state did even, state prosecutors even thought about perhaps trying to ban Belgian radio and television being broadcast within the French border for that period. But that would require a lot of sort of jumping through hoops on a European level, and that doesn't look possible. And they're saying here that it could even be anti-constitutional to do something like that. Let's take a look at some of the reactions. People are saying, well, in another 5 years, why don't we just ban exit polls? That'd be one way of resolving this problem. Another person here is saying, you know, if you're having a girls' night in, why don't you just publish the results on Twitter and then you'll get the police bursting through your door and that'll kind of liven up the evening. I think there's probably easier ways to liven up your evening. And then this person here is saying, look, announcing the results before 8 p.m, it's disrespectful for the people who are still going to go out and vote, who haven't cast their vote yet. And finally, this person saying, look, why should journalists be the select few to have this privilege? This should be something that, you know, it's about democratizing the leak.
What do you think, James? Because this is complete nonsense. Well, I think, you know, no exit poll surely is going to influence how you or I, well, we don't vote in this country, do we? Right. But it's not going to influence how people vote, surely, because if people are sheep to that extent, they'll have already been influenced by the other sheep. So
I mean, I don't think it's in the final hour and a half that they're going to be that easily influenced. Well, the thing is, this law is outdated. You do have a situation now in media and multimedia and with the internet, etc., where you can't ring fence information like that. You can't keep information in Belgium or in Switzerland.
And that's good.
It is good.
That's good.
Essentially, that's what Nicolas Sarkozy said today. He said this is an obsolete law. Yeah. Question begs, why is it still there then?
Okay, maybe it'll be changed. You heard it here first with James Creedon. He's the man who changes laws.
I'd say it's unlikely to be here in another 5 years. That's the way I'll put it.
Okay, efforts are underway by some to use the election for marketing their businesses. Tell us more, Mr. James.
You know, I mean, seeing as it's all anyone's talking about, I suppose you might as well get your brand linked to the election campaign. Yeah. Now, let's take a look at this. Michel et Augustin, they're very sort of high-end, fancy biscuits here in France, right?
Okay.
Now, what they've done is, and I'm not sure how clear those pictures are. Let's go to this, actually. Here, you can see it. They do biscuits and smoothies and yogurt drinks and all that. So they have a special range of Carla and Nicola biscuits. Oh. They have a special range of Carla and or kind of La Vache qui rit, you know, the laughing cow. La Vache qui vote.
La Vache qui vote.
So
Very good. The voting cow.
With the presidential couples. So you've got Valérie and François. That's François Hollande. Nicolas Sarkozy and Carla. It's really, really lame, I think. But anyway, what happened was...
It's quite funny, isn't it? You know.
What happened was, right, in supermarkets, they had to withdraw the special selection of things because people started throwing the yogurts around at the supermarkets. This happened in a number of different incidents. People started having, you know, you're buying the Carla and Nicola yogurt and throwing it around, and it actually created a lot of unrest. Bizarrely.
It's a little bit petty, isn't it?
So they actually announced on their Facebook page today, we're withdrawing this special range of, you know, biscuits and smoothies because
and they wouldn't tell us which ones are the best sellers.
No,
you know, that could be an unofficial poll.
It might be more accurate than the exit polls. Who knows?
James Creedon, as ever, and it's not the first time I've said this, if he didn't exist, they'd have to invent him. James Creedon, thank you very much indeed. James Creedon with Media Watch.
Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome. Stay with us, we've got much more to come here on France 24.